Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining me as always. So, we're going to spend some time today on one of the fundamental teachings of A Course in Miracles that's really essential. It's essential to this thought system. And this is a thought system, by the way, if you're brand new or newer to this material. First of all, welcome. Yeah, this is a thought system. It's a course in mind training. Maybe you were expecting something else. If you were, well, no problem. There's a reason why you're here. So I do invite you to stick around. You'll learn what that reason is. Whether it lands for you calmly, peacefully, beautifully, or whether it feels rather abrupt. I don't know. This applies to every single thing that we actually do in this life. There's a reason why we're doing it. There is an experience that we're meant to have, and it may come across as painful, or it may be really, really beautiful, but we're meant to have it. There is a lesson there, and there's no accident that you're here right now. There's no such thing as coincidence, which I know you know. Things that don't just happen. They certainly can appear to just pop up out of nowhere. Maybe this channel popped up out of nowhere, and you thought, who's this dude? Well, nobody. Shocker. What's this Course in Miracles thing? That's what I invite you to stick around for. One of the central teachings of this course is that you are not a body. This is not me. It's certainly not who I am. And your physical body is certainly not who you are, though we insist that it is here in the world. And we have been conditioned from pretty much the very start to think and believe that this physical organism is who we are. And along the way, I'm not sure when it was for you, you've formulated the thought more than once, I might add, that there's a whole lot more to it than just that. Feeding this thing, drinking water, going off to work and paying our bills and keeping a roof above our head and all that stuff, and then checking our email and doing the dishes and oh yeah, I gotta let the dog out, gotta vacuum the floor. Oh my God, I gotta get up, go to work again. Yeah, there's a lot more to it than that, which I know you know. That's why we're all on the spiritual path in the first place, no matter what your background is or what it currently looks like. Doesn't matter. This course is a self-study curriculum, universal in both theme and application. Makes no difference where you live or where you've come from. Welcome. It's totally, completely all-inclusive, which is the message of this course anyway, as you might very well imagine. You are not a body. This is not you, which you know deep down. Again, it's why you're even interested in spirituality. You have heard the call of the Holy Spirit, our inner teacher, to awaken. And you've answered it. So thank you. In fact, you've answered it more than once because there are plenty of other videos out there. And yet here you are. So in chapter 25 of the text, there is a short three-paragraph introduction which talks all about the fact that we're not a body. And it says, the Christ in you inhabits not a body, yet it is in you. Christ in you does not even enter a body, yet the Christ is in you. Therefore, you must not be, and you are not a body, even though it looks and feels like it. It's not who you are. Now, what's the Christ in you? Well, Christ is the Son of God. It refers, again, this course is all inclusive. It refers to everyone. The Christ, singular, and all inclusive, all encompassing, not just the historical Jesus, by the way. Everyone, without exception, the Christ. You may be thinking, well, I'd like to exclude this person and this group of people because I don't approve of them. I don't approve of their behavior. Does this really have to include everybody? You just answered that question for yourself. Of course, it's all inclusive. The Christ is the Son of God. In other words, God's creation. God's the creator. We are the created. And we're not bodies, which I know you know. The Christ is the Son of God. It's who we really are. So if we're not a body, what are we? Well, spirit is one way we can describe that in words. The experience of who we are, of course, is beyond all words and beyond all concepts, all of them. What we're doing here is simply pointing to it, which is all any spiritual teacher can do, no matter what the tradition. We're not going to make you experience truth. Truth will dawn when you're ready for it to dawn. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. Along the way, this pixelated image on your screen can point. It's what's going on right now. It's what we all do. So it's up to each and every one of us to walk the path in a manner of speaking. The Christ is the extension of God, the extension of God, the thought of God, the Son of God. Let's think about what is meant by this, and I invite you to go there. Please. And if it scares you, that's okay. Go as far as you feel able to go with this. Like extends like. It does not extend its opposite at all. That's not possible. God extends himself. Love, i.e., God, extends itself. It does not extend hatred and division. So by love, we're talking the real deal, which is completely abstract, not the special love relationships that we enter into here in the world, which are exclusive. I mean, nothing against having a beautiful relationship. I'm very happily married, by the way, and really glad that I am. Yet this is a course in miracles. It's a course in mind training. So while we keep our lives here in the world, jobs, relationships, our home, paying the light bill, and, stuff, stuff like that, living what appears to be a normal life, we don't have to see it the same way. Like extends like. God extends himself. Love extends itself. It does not extend hatred, it extends love, itself. It's not capable of extending hatred. God doesn't judge. Ooh, perhaps you were raised to believe otherwise and had it pounded in to your mind. I certainly can relate to that. I went through that too. Perhaps you can relate. A lot of course students can. Not everybody, but a lot. Yeah. So it's an experience that's out there that people have had. Perfect love does not condemn. It cannot. Yet when we think we're an individual ego, we condemn. We do. And we can choose not to. The Christ in you, who you really are, and I know you know what and who and where that is. I know you know this. The Christ in you does not inhabit a body, yet it is in you, so you are not a body. In fact, you can recognize the Christ in you anywhere but a body. How do you do this? Well, you simply know it when you experience it. You know real love when you experience it. You know forgiveness when you experience it. Now, we're invited here as students of the course not to wait for people to extend this to us, but to give it of our own volition, free will, to give love, to extend it. Something very powerful happens as we do this. Of course, our brother returns it, and well, you might give love only to have somebody become really uncomfortable and walk away from you. Maybe they're having a bad day, week, month, decade, who knows? But something very powerful happens when we go forth and extend love. We keep it in our mind. Giving something away is how you keep it in your mind. So if you're giving away judgment, hatred, condemnation, and blame, that stays in your mind and eats you. You know it's true. So would you rather give love instead, forgiveness, use the physical body for Christ's purposes, for the Holy Spirit's purposes, and use it to heal the mind? In other words, to extend love and forgiveness to your brother. Would you rather not keep love in your mind? Would you rather not keep your own limitlessness, your boundlessness, and joy and completion in your mind? We're talking about mind here. You notice we're not talking about the body at all, except to say it's not who you are. This course doesn't stop with just the physical body. We are conditioned in the world to arrest our thought and limit it fantastically by an order of magnitude that we're not aware of at the time. Well, you are now aware that the body is an extraordinary limitation. That's why the course doesn't talk about going to the gym and eating healthy foods. If that's your jam, fantastic. Keep going. Keep doing it. It's a course in mind training. So take care of the physical organism. If you want to eat healthy foods, do it. If you want to go to the gym and look ripped and feel great, do that. Do it. Just know that you can give the physical body over to the Holy Spirit, your inner teacher, for the purposes of healing the mind. It becomes a powerful tool. That's what's happening right now. This pixelated image that you see on the screen is assembled, reassembled, however this computer mechanism does it, with this weird and wild thing called a webcam and this thing over here called a microphone that's I don't know, reconstituting and processing sound waves or something. I don't know how it works. That's not my jam. However, it works. This is an image that looks like a human being. So it's one we're used to. That's all. When something lands for you, it's the Holy Spirit. This message is of the Holy Spirit, not Reverend Tomas Garza. What's that? It's a collection of sounds, as are all names, aren't they? We've assigned them all the meaning that they appear to have for us. Reference the early workbook lessons. I've given everything that I see all the meaning it appears to have for me. Eh. When something lands, it's your inner teacher. That's who the message is from, which, by the way, is from our mind. It's part of our mind, not some foreign or external power. You're not giving your power away by forgiving. I mean, wouldn't you rather see yourself as completely limitless? Then do what you ordinarily do with the physical body, but give it over for the Holy Spirit's purposes. Give it over to the purposes of Christ for healing the mind and use it as a communication mechanism. That is the best use you could put it to. As of itself, the body doesn't do anything. It does exactly what the mind tells it to do. So if in your mind you want to continue to believe that you're a separate individual self-sustaining survival unit and go forth and judge the truth and veracity of this pixelated image on your screen, judging the truth and veracity of A Course in Miracles or any other spiritual tradition for that matter, go forth. You have free will. No one will stop you but yourself. Oh. The body itself is neutral. It doesn't need healing, but the mind that thinks it's a body needs healing. It is sick indeed. And it is. It's completely misinformed and misguided about what it is. Healing is of the mind. Now, here's where a lot of people start to and protest. Let's preempt that. Healing is of the mind. Will the physical body necessarily follow suit? Well, it certainly could. However, this is not a course in healing the physical body. You're not a body. That's the point. So, if you or someone that you know or don't know has a chronic illness or something that's very grave and perhaps life-threatening, such as cancer or some other dread disease, yeah, studying and practicing this course is not necessarily going to be a guarantee of a full, healthy recovery. That's not the point. Will that be possible? It's always possible, but it's not the point. The point of this course is not to heal the physical body. The course is teaching you that you're not a body. This is to heal the mind. Now, this is not the only spot in A Course in Miracles that talks about the fact that we're not a body, which we all deep down recognize, even though you may not want to believe it. All resistance is the ego. All of it. Count on that. It will resist, sometimes very strongly. Count on that, too. I know. Can't it all be rainbows and unicorns? Have you tried that and found that it doesn't work? doesn't last. It's not all rainbows and unicorns. However, it's worth it, which I know you know. We're invited to give the body over to our inner teacher for the purposes of healing the mind. You'll be directed as to what to do, in what situation, what to say, into whom, where to go, if anywhere. You may be instructed to just sit right here and broadcast. I don't know. I mean, your instructions from the Holy Spirit are going to look differently than somebody else's. That's simply a difference in outward form, which always varies. The problem here, why we're having this conversation, is we stop with that. We think that these 8 billion plus people running around, screaming, doing battle with each other, sometimes loving on each other over here, and then going behind each other's back over here, and doing battle here, and loving on each other here, coming together for a nice temporary alliance of convenience here, flying the flag of convenience over here, you know, doing life, all that stuff that we're all so completely tired of because it has not produced the peace of God, which is beyond all of this drama. We stop at thinking, okay, I'm an individual. I'm a physical body. Yeah, there are 8 billion others. What do I do now? What now? Actually, that's a really good question, isn't it? What now? Give it over to the Holy Spirit for the purposes of healing the mind. Do that, just that. You'll be instructed as to what to do. Your own particular directive will look very differently than my own. This is mine: camera, microphone, broadcast. Yours may look completely different depending on where you live, the people that are meant to work with you, your station in life, all kinds of different factors. Those are simply differences in outward form. What is the same, one and the same, and what really matters is what this course focuses on: the content, not the outward form, but the content. What's beyond it? Or if you prefer, underneath it, right? What's at the heart of the matter, the essence? Extend love to your brother. If you're not sure how, ask the Holy Spirit. He'll answer immediately. Doesn't mean that you accept the answer right away, but that's something that we must learn to do. So these 3 paragraphs, again, aren't the only place where the Course says you're not a body. It says it throughout the workbook, and it's, well, repeated for our learning purposes. And deep down, we all recognize that's true. That this physical form is not who we really are, yet we can use it while we appear to be here for the purposes of healing the mind. When you forgive, you're forgiving yourself. Why? There's no separation of any kind, which means your brother is you. This is a simple outward appearance. It's the form. The content is what matters. This theme plays itself out in every moment of our lives. We're invited to look beyond the outward appearance to the truth of what really, truly is. So I invite you to join me. All right. Well, whether you've watched hundreds of these videos or this is the first, thank you for joining me. It really doesn't make any difference how experienced you are with this material or not. We all need to see and hear the same things over and over and over again, because today might be the day where that light bulb, that proverbial light bulb, just pops on and we get it. I don't know. I invite your questions as well. So if you have questions, please feel welcome to leave them here. I've designed this to be a very good space, safe space for that. So whether it's about A Course in Miracles or spirituality in general, if you have a question, please let me know. I do check the comment thread with a lot of frequency here because there are several videos that appear each week. So I'll see your questions. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do that. Yeah, I want to have you join us. That's the prompt in the corner of your screen. Click that and join us here, and I will see you back again. And well, yeah, this is deep stuff. You deserve nothing less. Haven't we all been playing around enough? When you answer yes to that, I'll see you again on the next video.